back. My stream kind of went out and it wouldn't let me resume it, so.
Stay late and keep our democracy running smoothly. Your dedication to every single vote is a testament to our state's strength. Let's take you out to this, the speech from him to supporters in Arizona. Let's listen to this live.
Everyone, that my uncle Al gave me could not be here today. He gave it to me because when I went to college, I couldn't afford to buy a new suit. So he gave me one of his. When I got to college, I saw all the kids were happy because they were just happy to be there, happy to be at Harvard. I was happy because I finally got a bed. In college, one of my beds was cleaning the bathrooms of fellow Harvard students, scrubbing the toilets of the kids I had to see the next day. But I did it all proudly.
Yo, Daniel. Sorry, I didn't look at the chat for a sec. Sorry.
Even a poor kid would succeed in America. That's America. I decided I wanted to serve my country. I wanted to serve my country. It's the country that gave my family.
I'd rather make a whole new stream. Yeah, I mean.
The greatest country in the world. So I enlisted in the infantry of the United States Marine Corps. I know there's some out there. I had the honor of fighting alongside my brothers in Iraq at Lima Company 325, assigned to Al-Anbar, Iraq. They called us Lucky Lima at first.
I hope that guy loses.
Eventually, our luck ran out.
Democratic.
Our company saw some of the hardest days.
Yeah, I hope you scrub my toilet after I took a big fat dump in it, buddy.
My brothers was always worth it, and so is this fight for Arizona. We had a mantra in this campaign: go everywhere and talk to everyone, and that's exactly what we did. We didn't take one vote for granted. For many candidates, Latinos and Native American voters are the afterthought, but they were part of our outreach from day one, and we worked to earn every vote.
They are American. That's why they aren't one of your priorities, dummy. The American people should be your only concern.
Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent, we all want the same thing: a better life for our kids, and to give our kids a better future.
Best YouTuber, thank you, Hunter Wrestling.
That's exactly why I'm here. I believe in the American dream, and I want everyone else to have the same.
If you believed in the American dream, you wouldn't be Democratic, buddy.
I'm here tonight because I believe women should also make their own decisions about
Tonight's the
their own
night
lives.
to send that whole Packin to jail. But yeah, chat, like I was saying last stream, tonight's the night that we send the hoe Packin back to Joe, baby.
To pay the rent and maybe, just maybe, save up a little. I understand the dignity of work, of trying to put 40, 60, 80 hours together to try and make a life for your kids. But there are too many people in Washington, D.C. who don't understand.
Hi, Richard999.
They don't understand what
10 people in the stream, 0 likes. Let's get some likes in the stream here, chat.
The next day is going to be
Come on,
better.
good morning. Well, for me it's 11 o'clock at night, but guess good morning to you. Yeah, I know.
It's already coming through and clear.
I wish Cody was voting Trump. But he unfortunately is not.
I still want to thank all Arizonans who supported
On Halloween, there will be a fella you will take his weed. He's being black, he will take your candy.
I want you to know that regardless of who you voted for today, I will stand up and fight for you. As hard as I fought to get out of poverty, as hard as I fight now for my family, as hard as I fought in the Marine Corps, I will be fighting for you in Washington.
No, you won't.
To my family, my mom, my sisters, my aunts, my cousins, and they're all here. We're a big Latino family.
Nobody cares, buddy.
And to Sydney, Michael, Isla.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a very historic night in American history.
The man I patrol with and ever had. The man I went to the hardest days of war with and came back to a country that had forgotten us. John, Andy, and Justin,
Forgotten you were flooded with you. Dang illegal immigrants. Forgot about you, hell, we can't forget about you. Yeah, that's true. We do need a U.S. title in WWE for women.
So for the veterans out there suffering from PTSD, for the single moms working 2 jobs and raising 3 kids, for the dads who have to miss that bedtime with their kids to work that overnight shift, and for the kid sleeping on the floor tonight in Arizona, dreaming of a better future, this is for you. Gracias, Arizona.
Buddy, you're Democratic. There is no bright
You were just
future.
listening in there to Ruben
With you in
Gallego
office,
talking
there
to
would
a
be
crowd
none.
of supporters, noting that it would likely not be called tonight just based on the protocols in place in that state, but a very confident, optimistic person there speaking at that rally there in Arizona. I do want to put up just the number of votes, the sizable margin he leads over Kerry Lake at this point. Some 7-point lead right now, so no call as of yet. He admitted that such, but a sizable lead for him this evening. But we do want to get you out to some calls in terms of the race for the White House in some very key battleground states. This one in North Carolina going in favor of Trump as Trump
Let's go.
takes the key battleground state of North Carolina, 50% to 48%, just over 100,000 votes as Trump calling this almost 90% of the votes tallied at this point. Another battleground state not called at this point, but in
John
favor
Cena
of
doesn't
the
win.
former president in a significant way.
I won't really be mad if he doesn't win. I don't really care who wins the Rumble this year, as long as it's somebody that needs it.
Eric Perry saying breaking Donald Trump has an insurmountable lead.
I don't think Cena will win, though. He's already won 2 in the past.
Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger during a late night briefing. So some big news, and let's continue on. Let's bring in my colleague right now, Austin Westfall, to discuss what this means moving forward, because this is a big development in terms of the race for this White House. Austin, North Carolina going for the former President Donald Trump, and Raffensperger saying an insurmountable lead for Trump in Georgia. How pivotal is this moment for Trump?
Raffensperger saying that is very important. The AP has not officially called the race yet, so we can't officially call it ourselves here.
Yeah, I like Cena. He's the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
We've been watching.
I just don't think he'll win the Rumble. He might. He has a good chance to. But I feel like it's going to be somebody else. Come on, Trump. Yes, sir. We need Trump in office, baby.
Up to 230. He's 40 away from the presidency. Harris still at 179. Let's take a look.
Hey, yo.
North Carolina, solidly red at this point. We've been saying all night, Trump's easiest path to victory is North Carolina, which he has now. Georgia, which with 90% of the votes in, he has almost a 3-point lead. So, North Carolina, Georgia, Pennsylvania. So, if he gets these 3 states and every other state falls the way we expect it to, that means that former President Trump will become president again. The only time that's ever happened before was Grover Cleveland. He was the 22nd and 24th president of the United States. So, North Carolina getting called. I'm watching
sir.
closely now. I'm watching Georgia closely now. Again, 9/10 of all the votes have been counted in Georgia. He's got almost 3 points up. Pennsylvania,
230
just
votes
over 3/4
for Trump.
of the vote now tallied. Trump has, and right now we're looking at just about a 3-point lead out of PA as well. So Trump has
I mean, I like
leads
Goldberg,
in two
okay.
absolutely crucial states.
He's aight.
And I'm not even
I don't think he's as bad as
that he
most
has
people
leads
say
right
he
now.
is.
In Wisconsin, 66% of the votes in. Right now, Trump has about a 3-point advantage there. Michigan, fewer of those votes counted. About a third of them are in so far. But Donald Trump right now with a sizable lead over Kamala Harris. That one looking like it's just over a 6-point advantage. We go over to Arizona. It's very possible we don't hear any more results in from them for the rest of the night. They've been stuck at 50%. Nonetheless, that's at a dead tie right now. It's very possible, Andy, the way this is playing out, though, we might not need to worry about Arizona.
Right.
We're going to keep an eye, specifically right now, on Georgia and PA, now that North Carolina's been called.
Yeah, it's a very good breakdown of all of the come. And, of course, North Carolina, Georgia, insurmountable leads. In Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan might be too close to call.
Finally someone that actually thinks he's okay, thank God.
All right, so we're going to
Yeah.
check back in with you in just a little bit, but let's give you some live now.
He's good in ring, I think. I think that he could be some of the biggest legends of all time. Now, as he's gotten older, has he gotten worse? Yes.
As we are as well. Also there in Washington,
But
Kamala HQ.
You can't deny Goldberg's one of the greatest of all time.
We're monitoring it all very, very closely. And also the race for the White House, other props coming up. We're going to have more on some of the down ballot races, some of those measures, amendments in place, and what they need across this country. We'll have that and much more here on Live Now from Fox after that.
This competition is about understanding the fundamentals and traditions in sushi and Japanese cuisine.
I'm ready. This could be anyone's game.
For everyone out there, follow your dreams!
Football fans are competitive, especially when it comes to tailgating. This season, we've got new teams, new super fans here in the middle of City Park.
Yeah, I think Goldberg's pretty good. I hope we can get CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, you never know what's possible. I just said Trump. Stone Cold had a match with KO at Mania 38, so you never know.
I'm gonna get out of here, do something that'll cheer us up.
All I have tried to do is whatever it takes to just get us back to our lives.
I care about you. I admire you.
The heck is this?
And I'm falling in love with you.
What the? Bruh, there's no shot. I just got a, I forget what it's called. I don't know, I used to watch them all the time. MGTV or something, I forget. FGTV. There we go.
All right, well, back in here to our election night coverage on Live Now from Fox. I'm the host, Andy Mack. Thank you so much for joining us. I do want to give you a couple live.
I might call my Democratic brother and let him know that Trump's winning. He probably already knows, but I just want to rub it in his face. Or I'll text him. I'm gonna text him and say, "What did you say?"
But they will continue on late into the night there. All right, let's talk.
All right, yeah, I just made my bloodline have gold, baby gold.
Right now, my colleague Christina Evans. Christina,
Almost every single belt I have.
What are we seeing in some of these?
Actually, should I make it every belt I have?
Absolutely.
Screw it, let's make it every belt I have on the bloodline.
I want to show you what things are looking like from my vantage point. We're keeping up with some of those storylines that you may not see on the regular news. This is some stuff that we're seeing on social media. And when it comes to social media, you have to talk about some of those conversations that pertain to abortion. Let's go ahead and take a look here. On the screen, you can see this race call from the Associated Press. Voters in Maryland.
Imagine somebody from the news just watching my stream right now.
For abortion in the state's constitution. Now, this is a big deal because Marylanders did vote to protect reproductive rights. Abortion is already legal there in the state, but by approving the amendment, voters have made it extremely difficult for lawmakers in the future to pass a law that could limit reproductive care without violating the state constitution. Now, we all know that with some of these younger voters, again, with Gen Z and other places, abortion has been a huge measure that they have been following. I want to show you another one that we have here is a post on X from Fox 5 New York. New York voters also passed Proposition 1 in their state. This meant that
Matt Riddle should still be in WWE. I miss him. Yeah, I liked Riddle in WWE. Was he a little bit hammered at times? Yes, he was. But did we like him in WWE while he was hammered? Yes, we did.
Colorado have also approved a constitutional amendment to enshrine abortion protection there in their state as well.
Abortion protection? What's abortion
this measure
protection?
did win the necessary 55% of the vote to pass, and it is already a regional hub as well for abortion access in that part of the country, because many folks who do end up traveling there if abortion is banned in their state. So again, on social media, we've been seeing reactions to the storyline as folks are finding out if their state will enshrine abortion protection in the Constitution. Happening now, we know, in 3 states: New York, Maryland, and Colorado. But we are continuing to try.
All right, baby.
This on our social
My
media pages.
gold
Make sure you
bloodline. They have all the gold. Are y'all ready for this? Dun, 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 dun.
So important for so many people. We're glad you shined the light on
Down,
some of these propositions as well.
down,
Appreciate your time.
down,
Doing a great job back there on social media.
down, down,
Let's give it a wrap up.
down,
In terms of some of those
gold bloodline.
79 in Colorado.
We got
in favor, yes,
Jimmy Uso with the blue round-winged eagle.
significant portion, over $1 million.
It's Vince McMahon booking. It's crazy.
Also in New York in Proposal 1, talking about equal protection.
Yep, it's
3 million
Vince.
people count
It's
about
Vince booking.
63 to 37 in favor of that. Also, the right to abortion.
Oh,
in
wait, I
Colorado.
just
So
realized
that question
something.
One more time, question.
Uh-oh.
2 million people casting their ballot.
All of these guys are half black. You know what that means. Dun, 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Brock Lesnar! Oh my God! It's Brock Lesnar! No! Lesnar taking out everybody! I just face revealed kind of, but The Rock versus John Cena again. What you mean, what? Again? I never did Cena versus Rock. Oh God, no! Lesnar!
Here on live now from Fox on this election night. It feels like we're
Lesnar
having a pretty
has
smooth
Jimmy Uso in an F5.
seeing around the country in terms of
Oh, in WWE.
these votes being counted.
I think we've had a remarkable
Oh God, he has
and all appears
Jimmy Uso now.
going remarkably well.
The former Intercontinental
We've not
champ.
seen any problems.
Oh my
We'll
God.
carefully,
Lesnar
country for any
has
potential
Jay in F5. He took out our cameraman too.
things we expect.
Now he has The Rock.
Polling place open late in Maricopa County.
Gonna go for another F5
Forgot the key happening.
to The Rock.
We had
Now here
a few
comes
places
Solo.
where
Solo has
technology
Lesnar for a
glitches
spike. No.
with the lines, but all of those were quickly resolved.
Lesnar with an F5. Now here comes the High Chief Peter Maivia, the man who practically started the wrestling in the Maivia or Anawai family.
That disrupted voting. Georgia
Oh my gosh! Another F5. Here comes Rocky Johnson, the Soul Man.
Interrupt voting.
Oh God! No! Oh, F5.
Probably the most high-profile event happened in Milwaukee.
Another F5. Here comes the OTC. Roman Reigns. No! He gets him another F5. Oh my God! There was no way he lifts this guy up. There is no way he lifts him up.
So right now, as we look at the electoral map, we're focusing on 2 states involved.
There is no
We're looking
way.
at specifically Georgia, which has, I should say, Chris, 91% of the votes tabulated right now. Trump with just under a 3% lead in that state. Still 9% of the votes to be tabulated.
Oh
But
my
really what I'm curious to
God.
ask you about
No
is Pennsylvania.
way.
We still got 23% of the votes to
There is
be counted in
no
Pennsylvania,
way.
and Donald Trump's lead appears to be increasing. How are votes tabulated in Pennsylvania? What's the rules? What's the procedures? And how quickly could they get their process done this morning?
It is going to take them a while. So the key thing to know about Pennsylvania is they are one of the few states that are not allowed to do anything with mail ballots until this morning, until election day. So they get those mail ballots, they can't check the voter signature, they can't check that information to make sure it's a valid ballot, they can't take it out of the envelope, they can't even begin the counting process. All of that checking to make sure that the ballot is valid is the longest part. It's the part we want people to be careful about. And so that's why it's going to take a while. They are going to be much better than 2020. There are fewer ballots, and they have made changes. But election officials, Democrats and Republicans, all across the state of Pennsylvania, asked the legislature to allow them to start, like almost every other state does, a day or several days before election day, before today. And that didn't happen. The legislature didn't make that change. So they're going to be counting all the way through the night.
Lesnar has Yokozuna. Give Cody or whatever his actual name is.
So we keep talking about these results, but these are unofficial results before they become
Yeah,
official.
welcome in ACW. What's good?
In every state, they
I'm gonna
go through a
clean up
rigorous
my ring,
process
kinda.
before those official results are certified.
I have
So that we can trust
the
that those
election
results
on the
are
TV right now.
results that,
Trump is
are out there.
leading,
In terms of
baby.
misinformation,
Oh wait,
what
I just
would say
realized
is
ACW
if
doesn't have a
somebody
mod.
says
I'm
something that's really
gonna
good
give
you
him a
wanna
mod
hear,
real quick.
be a little skeptical of it.
There we go.
That is a good advice for people moving forward. My question is a little bit about
Hot Cheeto Man is crazy though.
As you're talking about disinformation.
There we go. ACW has mod now.
What are you looking at over the next several days? Because some of these
Now I'm gonna
states
add
like
Cody as
Pennsylvania,
moderator
which could
too.
be the
Cause why not? We love
combination
moderators
of
here.
White House will be counting for tonight into tomorrow, potentially over the next several days. What are you looking at over the next several days? What are you focusing on?
The biggest thing that concerns
Trump,
me
baby! I'm wearing a MAGA hat right now, actually. I'm wearing a Trump shirt, but I don't really know if I feel like taking off my shirt right now.
You know, how we operate as Americans and our trust in this electoral process.
MAGA, 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 W hat, yes sir.
Is out there and it's really getting you fired up. That's the most important place to take a step back and ask yourself, is this person just trying to make me angry?
You know, I have full respect for ACW. Now, I did before, but I have even more than I did for ACW now that I know that he's a Trump supporter.
This process, we knew what was going to happen. We've known for months that this was going to play out. Pennsylvania was going to take a long time. Wisconsin will take a little bit of time, not quite as long as Pennsylvania, probably maybe a few other states.
Yeah, no problem, Cody. You've just been nice this whole time, so I figured why not.
In general, Chris, I gotta ask you, does it seem like the process is moving quicker this time around compared to 2020? And is that because of all of those mail-in ballots 4 years ago?
It's moving quicker for a number of reasons. One,
oh yeah, in chat, they found over 2,000 ballots burned in like Ohio or something. Only in Ohio though. There's no shot. I just made an Ohio joke in November 2024. That was cringe. What the hell? Anyways, but yeah, chat. What are y'all up to? What are y'all up to right now, other than watching the election? I've even got a flag in my room with Trump on it. Do you have a Discord server? I do, actually. Down in Ohio is crazy. There we go. Trump flag. I have like 6 Trump hats. This is one of them. Dressed up as Trump for Halloween. I have a Trump wig. Everything.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I have 2 Trump shirts. Pretty soon gonna get a Trump figure. I'm actually surprised ACW tuned in, being such a big YouTuber he is. Which I know he still cares about the community and everything, but...
Of Vice President Kamala Harris, 52 to 46. The check mark next to her name, those 5 electoral votes going to her.
Oh, shut up, buddy. Shut up. Of course she's gonna win in New Mexico. What do you think?
For her over the former President Donald Trump. All right, we're also wondering, like we've talked about time and time again, that balance of
Trump is at
power in the
2:30.
Senate. We do have a new live pick right up now in Pennsylvania of this in terms of a watch party for Dave McCormick, the Republican.
Put the
in
Discord
that state.
server in
Everyone
chat. I
know,
want to join.
just this.
I'll make a
also
community
what's
post
coming
about
up
it. If you
in terms
put
of
notifications
this
on, I will
race
make a
in
community post
Pennsylvania
about it.
over incumbent Bob Casey. It
My
is a very
Discord
tight
server.
Margin, but a 2-point lead right now at this point for Dave McCormick. The AP is not called it yet, but it is
After stream, I'll make a post.
to the finish line. 80%.
Yeah, if you guys want to see any figures either, let me know.
2.7 million to 2.6 million in terms of that. All right, we're following all the latest here on
All my
this,
figures
on
are
Live
about
House
to
Box.
fall.
Roku Ads Manager.
Why?
Roku Ads Manager.
I
gets
caught
your
him.
brand in millions of living rooms
I
across
caught
the
him,
country.
yes!
Are you ready to get your business
I
on
caught
the
my
big
Slam
screen?
Punk Elite.
Sign up for free today.
He did
Roku
not die.
TV starts here.
Good mythical morning.
Oh, that looks fun.
What kind of commercial am I watching?
I think it's this.
Yeah, for all of you that are coming in, welcome in. For all of you that are voting Harris, go to another stream. We do not want you here. 232 Trump, WACW. I've seen Raw is crazy. Rah, rama, gaga, ooh la la, one joke Roman. Question, do you have a Big Show figure? I actually have multiple, but the main one, I'm guessing you want to see an Elite or something. So I do have an Elite right here. I have the Decade of Domination Big Show. Decade of Domination. I have a couple in my crowd. Carmel is crazy, ACW, if you're still in here. I have this Big Show. Let's see, what else? I have this Big Show, WNC. True, though. Trump won an NC.
Survival of the strongest.
Let's see. Oh, Big Show right there.
Something comes down all of a sudden. You're like obsessed.
Okay, don't that one. What do you mean? It's 56-44, baby.
I can hear you live now from Fox here on this election night. I'm the host, Andy Mack. We appreciate you joining us as we approach midnight on the East Coast as we are getting closer and closer in terms of that call for the White House. I do want to put up just
I hate this phone.
Going in favor of Vice President Kamala Harris.
I have met you. I hate this
right now,
phone.
the AP calling this in favor of her, 51% to 47%. And you can see the electoral amounts on that left side portion of your screen, the 270 needed to win, 230 right now in favor of the former President Donald Trump, 205. It's going to be a very, very close one in terms of this. So we're following that very, very closely.
Oh, heck no. Heck no. Harris is in the lead. No. Democrats. Republicans steal. Hurry. Please. Steal.
Sizable margin right now at this point.
Wait, no, that was just states. We're good. Hopefully. I think we're good.
Seeing him speak to supporters there on the ground in that state. So I just wanted to give you an update on what we're seeing in terms of that state in Texas. But we're following all the latest here on this on Live Dr. Box. Let's continue. Let's bring in my colleague Austin Westfall because we did see Ted Cruz being called, but Virginia going for Harris, and we're expecting to hear from Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, in a little bit, we do have a live picture of that. Give me a breakdown of what we're seeing in terms of the Electoral College.
Yeah, I understand. Your phone glitches out.
Let's start off, before we get to the Electoral College, let's start off with the Senate map, because Texas going to Cruz, that is going to matter in the grand scheme of things. As things sit right now, Republicans have 49 out of 50 seats that they need in order to get a split in the Senate. If they get 50-50, then that means that the vice president would be the tiebreaker. That means if J.D. Vance becomes the vice president, he would give the edge to the Republicans in the Senate. If Tim Walz becomes the vice president, that means the Democrats would become the party in power in the Senate. But right now, there are so many, Andy, so many of these blue seats that are competitive. They only need one more. They only need one more. The Republicans need one more seat to win in order to get to what they need to get to. So, and what we'll say here is Republicans do have 50. So yes, if they win the presidency, what that's going to mean is that they are going to control the Senate. If they get one more, that's going to confirm the fact that they've gotten the Senate. So,
yeah. Let me cut you off real quick because that was a great breakdown. But we do see Colin Allred now at the microphone after Ted Cruz secured that victory. Let's put this up one more time just to give you a sense of what's going on.
Yo, Big Red Figures, what's good?
Coming from Colin Allred.
We're going over the election right now. So far, Republicans are in the lead. It's 52-47.
And rare. I was inspired to run partly because of what I saw on January 6th. What happened when people lied
Trump 2024, yes sir.
about a free and fair election. Because
Yes
they
sir,
weren't happy
BRF.
with the results. I said then, and I'll say it now, you can't just be a patriot when your side wins. So tonight, we didn't win, but we will continue to be patriots. Is that right? I want to thank every single Texan, every single American who got involved in this race, but especially the folks who knocked on doors, who made phone calls, who gave whatever they could to this campaign.
Okay, ACW's lucky because he's in Texas and he got a Republican
And so I know what it means when
Senate.
somebody sends in $5 or $10. It's an act of hope, and I appreciate them. And I really especially want to thank all the incredibly brave Texas women who've come forward and told their stories. Amanda Zorowski, Kate Cox, Lauren Miller, Dr. Austin Denard, Taylor Edwards, I could keep going. There are so many brave Texas women who've told their stories. And Allie and I will never forget them, and we will never stop fighting to overturn this abortion ban here in Texas. I carry 3 little rocks with me that my son.
You know, I'm gonna mute the TV because I don't want to hear this BS.
They represent my 2 kids and my wife.
Where the heck is the mute button?
My boys are
There we go. We're keeping it on mute until this Democrat gets off the freaking screen.
Yes.
Ah, crap.
folks who mean the most to me. Fighting for my boys' future. And for every Texas
No,
man's future.
screw it.
I hope y'all will too.
I already heard enough crap come out of his mouth. What's a little bit more gonna do?
That I'll probably mess up. But it said that courage is rightly esteemed as the first of human qualities. Because as has been said,
Yo, I'm back. What's good, JCW? Welcome back. My phone's on charge right now.
It took courage, and I'm not tooting my own horn here, but it took courage.
You're not tooting your own horn?
Household.
What's a hone, buddy? What's a hone?
It took courage for these. Thank you.
Boo! You suck!
It took courage for these Texas women to come forward and talk about the most difficult moment of their lives in front of thousands of people. It took courage for each and every one of you and everyone who got involved in this campaign, even though we haven't won here.
Yeah, you missed a lot.
To believe in this election,
honestly,
to put everything you had into it. And it's going to take courage for whatever comes tomorrow and the day after. This country is worth fighting for. saying
Not
that.
with Democrats in
This
office.
state is worth fighting for. We are a great country. Nobody needs to make us great again.
Yeah,
We are
he
great
does.
because we are good.
Needs to make America
And we are
great
good
again.
because that's who we are as a people. And so I don't want to see anybody putting their heads
This
down.
post is from
I
Shorts
want you to put your
W.
shoulders back and your head up and walk out of here tall that you participated in an American election. That's what we do. Because in this country, we don't settle our differences in the streets. We don't settle it with violence.
I do.
We settle it at the ballot box. And if we don't win, then we dust ourselves off and we come back the next time. Okay? I don't know what's going to happen in any of the other races around the country. But I know this.
Trump needs to make America great again. We're not a great nation. Biden ruined us.
In our country to stay engaged. This 250-year project of ours is one that is very tangible. Every generation of Americans is responsible for keeping it going for another generation. We are not going to be the ones who drop the baton. And whatever happens in this election, I want you all to remember who we are. Don't ever lose sight of it. Don't ever let anybody tell you that it's not who we are. And I want to thank you again. God bless you.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, nah. Nah, bro's really making those.
The greatest country in the history of the world, the United States of America. Thank you so much.
All right, you're just listening in there. Colin Allred, slightly dejected, but he says he will continue to fight for the people of Texas. There is this going in favor of Senator Ted Cruz, the incumbent, warning that battle, a very hard-fought battle in Texas. Of course, I just want to put this up again here on Live Now Fox on election night of what has come to the conclusion. Ted Cruz there by 10 points, 84% counted. The AP calling it in favor of him. I do want to take you out to another Senate race in terms of Minnesota, as Amy Klobuchar, the incumbent there in Minnesota, taking that race. The check mark next to her name over Royce White, nearing 1 million votes in favor of her there in Minnesota as well. So we're following that very, very closely. We're also monitoring several different shots, including in Pennsylvania right now, an election update coming out from there in just a matter of moments. They've had one nearly every hour. Also, a live look in.
No, she's not. She ain't gonna win.
Ohio, I believe, at Dave McCormick.
True though, God Gamer.
Rally there. So we'll take you out to these in just a little bit. But let's find a way for a quick 2-minute break.
Thousands of miles, hundreds of cars, one special place. I'm Jay Leno, and this
Dang.
is my garage. Join me and my
4
guests
a.m.
on the hood on some of the coolest cars around. Look at that. Because if it rolls,
Let's take it for a ride.
explodes, or makes a whole bunch of noise, we got it. Action-packed episodes of Jay Leno's Garage. Favorite Rig TV to watch now.
Welcome backstage. This way you get all the access to all the juicy details.
Whitney couldn't handle it.
From the hot mess to the hot mess.
The release autobiography has destroyed hope.
Notorious scandals and crimes.
I don't need to kill anyone.
Feel good success stories.
Here we are, getting a Hollywood star.
And criminally good movies.
You don't seem too upset.
I'm traumatized.
I'd like you to meet my mother.
Backstage. Watch now.
At least Republicans won the Senate. Yeah, true. But we need the Republicans to win the presidency, not just the Senate. Heck, we need the Republicans to win everything. If we're really going to get America back to the shape it was in, we need the Republicans to win everything. If we're being completely honest.
what's going on? This is Kevin Hart. Me and my Muscat crew are working hard to complete our 69 Camaro. So buckle up. Shut your mouth.
We got each other to lean on.
I just like being with my friends.
Let's go. I'm hoping our House of Representatives in North Carolina gets, or where I'm in District 85, so I hope Dudley Green. Dudley Green's actually my uncle.
Just look at these alive.
Or my
one in Howard
granduncle, I
the
guess.
site of this Kamala Harris watch party. You can see two very different vibes there in Washington, D.C., but also in West Palm
Yeah,
Beach, Florida.
my uncle's a politician, so
watch party. So plenty to get to in terms of all of these races for the White House.
back. Welcome back, ACW. Welcome back.
Taking you as soon as the AP, the Associated Press, does call those. We'll bring it to you in real time as soon as they happen. We do want to talk about the balance of
ACW, you're lucky. You got a Republican senator.
In this race, that is Pennsylvania. I want to put up this one. Dave McCormick holding a lead over Bob Casey, the Democrat.
Dave McCormick in Pennsylvania.
Right now, just under 2 points. In favor of Dave McCormick.
Trump 2024, yes sir. Spam MAGA in the chat. If you want Trump to win, spam MAGA in the chat. If you want Kamala to win, then get the hell out of here.
We're learning a lot, and as you just showed on your screen, Andy, we're talking about McCormick being up by roughly 2 points over Bob Casey. Bob Casey, an incumbent in Pennsylvania, 82% of the vote.
Yeah, bro really thought.
We're also seeing some results in from Montana as well. Tim Sheehy, so far, outpacing with 14% of the vote in so far, a legacy Democrat in Montana.
Why did it say it?
Still a lot of votes to count, but nonetheless, Sheehy has.
I guess he was playing along with it.
Initial phases of this. So let's pull up our map. Let's look at the balance of power right now. This is the important number. Republicans, they've got 50 right now. That's what they needed in order to get half. That means if Trump wins the presidency, J.D. Vance becomes the vice president. That means he's the tiebreaker. That means Republicans would have control of the Senate in that scenario.
Come on, they need one more.
As you can see here, there are still lots of these seats up for grabs, and they are in competitive states, Andy. So we're looking at states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Montana. These are all states where Democrats are facing tough challenges, and as you can see, they're all leaning red right now. So it's looking like it's very, very difficult to imagine a path where the Democrats maintain control of the Senate. I think we have Rich Rubino standing by. He's somebody
40 more.
I've been
Trump
speaking
needs
to over
40
the weeks. We've been
more.
talking about what the most consequential races are in the Senate. We've been discussing how this thing could play out and that it was likely that the Republicans might gain control of the Senate. But I think Rich, and we'll have him on in a moment here, I think...
Before we get to that, Austin, I just want to cut you off a little bit because I believe we're just seeing Amy Klobuchar at the microphone. Of course, she did take down the incumbent Democrat there. We did see her just a little bit here live now from Fox. As you can see, she might be stepping away from the podium, so we're going to take you out to that in just a second. But Austin, let's get back to your comments because let's bring in Rich Rubino right now because Amy Klobuchar clearly wrapping up that.
It's now November 6th.
What we're seeing right now. What do we make of the landscape on this election night?
Dang it!
Couple things. It's very competitive.
She got 4 more.
And Republicans seems to be having an advantage. A state like Pennsylvania, I think that the thought process was that Senator Casey probably would eke out another term. He was elected in 2006. He actually defeated incumbent Rick Santorum, and then he was reelected in 2012, reelected in 2018. Now it looks like there's a possibility he may lose that seat. Ohio. That was a state that Sherrod Brown had to run ahead of the national ticket. He had to run ahead of Vice President Harris, and he had to distance himself from the party. In many respects, he tried to hug President on issues like President Trump, that is, and issues like trade. This is a state that the last two elections were 8 points for
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Come on, Trump, yes.
apparently lost
Trump,
that
Trump,
race.
Trump,
Montana's
Trump,
an
Trump,
interesting
Trump.
race because Steve Daines is the chairman of the Republican
It's looking like it, Chad. It's looking like it. Come on.
He's the senator from Montana, and he's really made this kind of his flagship race, defeating his colleague from Montana, John Tester. It's a state that won about 16 points last time for Donald Trump, so he's really
Trump needs 40 more.
elected and reelected there.
And I'd like to remind the audience,
Trump needs 40 more. Come on.
Why is the balance of power in the Senate critical to how powerful a president we're talking about?
Well, in order for the president to get his legislation passed, it has
Why does
to
that guy
pass
look like
both
Vladimir Putin from
the
Timu?
United States Senate. There are other things president can
Putin
do.
from Timu.
There are executive agreements he can
We got Putin from Timu.
And he can certainly negotiate with other countries, and he can certainly sign executive orders. But for the most part, he needs the compliance of the House of Representatives, the United States Senate, and at some point in the United States Senate, there might be a movement by Donald Trump to try to get rid of the filibuster if they have all Republicans agreeing on that. The filibuster essentially makes it harder for legislation to get through because you need 60 votes really instead of 50.
Yeah, and let me ask you about that because you mentioned some of the things that could be in place if it is a Republican White House, but also a red House and Senate. How consequential could that be?
Very consequential. It could be very much that they're going to be butting heads. You'll have Speaker of the House, Hakeem Jeffries from New York, central-left Democrat, taking on the Republican Majority Leader. It could be Rick Scott, who was just handily reelected tonight, the senator from Florida, or it could
Pin
be
what
Be
message?
John Thune. John Thune was a senator from South Dakota, and in 2004, he was elected against Tom Daschle. Tom Daschle was the incumbent Democrat, and Tom Daschle was at the time the Senate Majority Leader, and part of the message he had was that he could do more for South Dakota as a leader of the United States Senate than a freshman senator. Now we have a scenario, probably the front runner is John Thune, and John Thune himself could become the Majority Leader of the United States Senate. So one of those two, those are, of course, in the case of John Thune, he's very much kind of an establishment Republican. It'll be interesting to see if Donald Trump is elected, how he will deal with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is obviously demonstrably popular with the conservative base and certainly with Republicans in South Dakota, but he really needs to get to use Congress in order to get any legislation passed. And it'll be interesting schism between the establishment Republican Party,
Yeah, true.
Mitch McConnell and John Thune, and kind of the insurrectionist new right, if you will, of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
We're still awaiting some pertinent race calls in battleground states on the presidential race side. We'll get to that in a moment, Rich, but I just want to ask you in general, if history is any indicator, how long could it take before we know the balance of power in the lower chamber, the House?
It usually takes a long, assuming it's a close race like this, it can take a long time because there are a lot of races.
Yeah, that's true. Who is he?
The state of Maine, for example, they use instant runoff voting or ranked choice voting, so they have one.
God Gamer's like, oh yeah, thanks for reminding me, and then just times him out a million times.
For them to count, but there are usually a couple of congressional districts that it can take 2-3 weeks to go until they finally have a winner of that race. If it's going to be very close. I think that obviously the races that are close, they're close for a reason because they're usually in very competitive congressional districts. A lot of those are in upstate New York or in the suburbs of New York City, as well as many of them out in California as well. So my guess is they're probably going to be about 10 seats. They're probably going to take a while until we actually find out who the winner is going to be, and there's probably going to be 1 or 2 seats. They might not find out till January.
All right, it's going to be a while for that. Some of the states we've heard being called already. Some other ones are going to be taking quite some time. One that might take quite some time is the Senate race in Pennsylvania. I want to put up this just as we continue to get votes in here. This one in Pennsylvania, Dave McCormick going against Bob Casey, a three-term incumbent.
R.I.P. for wrestling for real
eventually lose his battle in Ohio to Bernie Moreno. What do we make of some of these flips? Because some of these guys have been in Congress for quite some time. Dave McCormick right now a 2-point lead. What do we make of this, Rich, in Pennsylvania, in Ohio, and also Montana with John Tester potentially losing? What do we make of some of these flips?
What we're making of it, I think, is that kind of Democrats who are in, not the case of Pennsylvania, but certainly the case of Ohio.
Oh my gosh, God Gamer, chill.
There's no split ticket voting. It used to be that you would elect a president from one party and then a member of the House of Representatives or a senator from the other party. And this is particularly true with Democrats. There's only 5 Democrats right now who represent congressional districts that were won by Donald Trump. And there's a very strong possibility that 4 of those 5 congressional districts at the end of the night will but could go toward the Republicans. There are just very few people who were so bifurcated that actually split their vote. I think Sherrod Brown, he's certainly one in the past, going back 2006, 2012, 2018, all which were years that were advantageous for the Democrats. 2024 apparently is not advantageous for the Democrats. And it's something that I think will certainly, I think it certainly has deleterious effects on Sherrod Brown running for re-election. He was a very much a kind of unique Democrat, very much anti-free trade, someone who's very much of a populist. In the case of Pennsylvania, very interested because I thought Senator Casey was going to be the favorite. I thought he probably was going to pull it out, but obviously there was a upswell and there was certainly probably some coattails, if you will, by President Trump. Every time Trump held a rally, just about, he brought Mr. McCormick up on the stage and would present him and say, this is a Senate nominee, we want you to vote for him as well. And it looks like, all things being equal, that's apparently what had happened in the Keystone State.
All right, we're going to get back to you, Rich, in just a little bit. Thank you so much for your time, but let's quickly shift gears.
I timed him out for the whole month. Nah, bro timed him out forever. Bro's not gonna. Nah, bro timed him out until we get another presidential election. Bro timed him out to the next presidential election.
Thank you.
We still have in-person results coming in, so it's still hard to predict turnout. But what we do know is of the 202,000 mail ballots that we've received,
Republicans have won Senate. Let's go.
Some of them are unsigned or undated, but we will have another update of mail ballots later this evening, and we're going to continue updating the in-person results as they're coming in.
Do you know what divisions are still outstanding?
Well, again, we will report them as they come in. You got election night, yes, a lot of logistical challenges. You got everybody just receiving all the results. We will post them up on our website. Thank you.
Sorry, you got those numbers once more? It was a little feedback, I apologize.
Oh, sure. So our mail results, 202,713. The polling place numbers were 437,427. And our posted mail results that we have on the website is 165,000. And again, our website is vote.phila.gov/results. And we will post them on a rolling basis, and we will continue until we stop. So we're done. Thank you.
All right, an update there from officials in Philadelphia talking about this, how they'll post updates in a rolling basis, as this is one of the most critical states in a live picture right now.
All right, see ya.
The AP of what we're continuing to
See ya,
follow.
God gamer.
There, up by, as the margin maybe slimmed a little bit by this latest batch, 49.4 to 48.1 in terms of that. The U.S. Senate race there, the incumbent Bob Casey, an uphill battle against Dave McCormick. All right, we're following this very, very closely.
We've been on live for over an hour now.
Quickly, before we get to an interesting one in Hawaii, this one going in favor of Vice President Kamala Harris, with check mark next to her name for electoral votes as it just closed. Polls just closed on that side. Also, the U.S. Senate there in Hawaii going for Mazie Hirano. So that is in terms of the Senate in Hawaii. Just wanted to bring you that. And we're also following right now in Nebraska. Deb Fisher.
I mean, it might be. You never know.
Over Dan Osborne, 51.5%. 48.5%. So Deb Fisher, the Republican there. And Austin, I'm going to bring you into the conversation right now because this was a big one. Not a surprising one, but a big one. Can you talk about the meaning behind this?
This was a surprisingly competitive race. The independent in this race did put up a fight. Nonetheless, we are seeing that this seat is going to stay red. What that means is that we now have 51 Republicans confirmed to have control of the Senate.
Let's go.
51 means no matter what, it doesn't matter who wins the presidency, it doesn't matter who's vice president, it doesn't matter who is the tiebreaker in the Senate, the Republicans are going to control the upper chamber. There is still a question as to how much control they'll have, how many more seats can they pick up. There's still some battlegrounds Montana, that's going to be a steep challenge for John Tester in Montana. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. I'll just cycle through these really quick here before we bring in Rich Rubino. So as far as the Senate goes in Wisconsin, 78% of the votes have been counted, and we're looking at just over a 2% advantage for Eric Hovde. Talking about Michigan, that's Mike Rogers versus Alyssa Slotkin. Rogers right now has just over a 4-point lead. Not even half of the votes tallied yet in Michigan. The final one I'll tease out here is Pennsylvania. As you were just talking about there, Andy, McCormick right now has just over a point lead, 84% of those votes tallied. So the question is no longer which party will
I'm just playing off my fingers right now while I'm watching.
How much control will Republicans have?
All right, very good, Austin. Thank you so much. As you just heard, GOP will control the Senate, but we want to take you out to a Senate seat that did go blue today, and that is in California. As we're following this, as Adam Schiff taking this one over Steve Garvey, the famous Dodgers player, Padres player. He is currently at the podium making this concession speech there in the Golden State of California. Let's listen in to what he has to say.
Because you have truly been the wind beneath our wings. And we love you for that. But there's one thing, I see a little blue in the audience tonight. And I assume you're at the wrong party, but I think that you're still celebrating that Dodger World Championship. You know, winning the World Championship for this 2014 was amazing. So proud of the boys, fighting at all times, playing when they're injured and didn't feel well. And then winning in Game 5 at Yankee Stadium. If you can't win at home, winning at Yankee Stadium is the next best thing. And of course, the 81 World Championship, and you remember the great infield of Say and Russell and Lopes and myself and Dusty Baker. And
Bro just realized.
All right, even though he did have to concede, he was noting the win by the Dodgers, so maybe a little bit of a silver lining for him in terms of that. So we're following that, and just it's Adam Schiff stepping up to the podium as he did take this Senate seat in California, moving chambers from the House to the Senate. Listen in to his victory speech here on Live Now.
Our different backgrounds and cultures. I've seen it firsthand. From the first day I launched this campaign to the visits I've made to nearly every corner of the Golden State. From meeting with local leaders in the border community of Calexico to seeing the restoration of redwoods north of Willits. I've met the most amazing people all across California. I've listened to your concerns, I've heard your fears, I've shared your hopes, and imagined the future that you want to see for yourselves and for your children. And because of this, every day I woke up energized and hopeful. In Bakersfield, I met with entrepreneurs who turned their passion into successful small businesses that have lifted up their communities. In Salinas, I heard from farm workers who toiled in the fields from sunrise to sundown, rain or shine, to ensure that families across the country had food on their tables. In Oakland, I felt the joy and energy of an early morning service at the Allen Temple Baptist Church. In Merced, I sat down with college students and heard about the careers they were building for themselves. In Lakewood, I saw firsthand the hard and rewarding labor of childcare providers. I witnessed their patience, their kindness, and the love that they bring to their work. Our state has its struggles, like every state, but none are insurmountable because we are the Golden State. And we get big things done. And my promise to you is that I'm going to deliver on day one, week one, year one, and keep on delivering for this amazing state. Because together there is no challenge that we cannot overcome. We leave no community behind. We do not stop, we do not rest until all our citizens have a safe place to live, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, safe neighborhoods to raise their children, good hospitals, clinics, and healthcare, and the best public schools in the world. In pursuit of this dream for all our people, I will not rest, California. In the Senate, I will be a champion and voice for all Californians, whether you voted for me or not, whether you live in the big city or a small county, whether you grew up here or came to America searching for a better life. We are going to build more affordable housing so that you aren't forced to choose between your rent and putting food on the table. We are going to ensure that our fellow neighbors do not have to sleep on the street. We are going to help hardworking families by lowering costs. We are going to fight tooth and nail to
Well, you're getting
protect
timed
abortion
out too.
access and defend democracy and our freedoms. We are going to bring resources and jobs back to the Golden State to create opportunity for all.
Dang, Cody's still in here?
We're going to fight on behalf of our dream workers,
No!
our farm workers, our immigrant families.
No, I didn't mean to time out Cody.
We are going to protect our planet, fight climate change, and bring good
Hold up. Sorry, Cody, I'm sorry. 10 seconds, you should be untimed. I'm so sorry, Cody, I meant to time out, Hunter. I'm so sorry.
Every single day on behalf of this great state and its great people. And I am so thankful for your trust and your support.
Yeah, he's untimed.
And I can't wait to do this job with you together. I want to thank my incredible wife, Eve, and yes, we are Adam and Eve.
No one cares.
My kids, Lexi and Eli. Lexi's boyfriend, Eric, gets a shout out. My brother, Daniel, and his wife, Amy. My brother, David, and his family. My nieces and my nephews. And, of course, the one the world revolves around, baby Maya. I could not have done this without your endless love and support.
I don't care.
And it's so wonderful to get to celebrate with you tonight.
I wish you wouldn't have done it.
Eve, I don't know where to begin, but this Adam would be lost without this Eve. I love you, and I'm grateful to you for your strength and love. Lexi and Eli, being your dad is my favorite job in the world. I love you, and I am so proud of you. And I also want to acknowledge my mother and father, Cheryl and Ed Schiff. While they're no longer with us, I wouldn't be standing here but for their love and guidance and support. My father lived to be 96. He passed earlier this year. And I so wish he could be here with us tonight. Dad, give Mom a hug and tell her I hope she's still not upset with me for not being a doctor. I also want to thank every volunteer and supporter who made calls,
Yeah, we do not
sent
care.
texts, knocked on doors, and chipped in a few bucks, because your hard work not only made this Senate race possible, but
Chad, I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow.
House of Representative majority to Hakeem Jeffries tonight. And I want to thank Nancy Pelosi, the greatest of all time.
Oh, screw
the
you.
most incredible speaker in our history, for her friendship, her mentorship, her leadership. There was
Nancy
no one who stood more in the breach defending our democracy than Nancy Pelosi.
Heck
and
no.
I thank you.
Who
We
the
set
heck
out to
likes
build the
Nancy
largest grassroots
Pelosi?
campaign in California history, and I think we hit the mark. To my wonderful staff, I thank you. You are all dedicated public servants who've committed countless hours, nights, weekends to this effort, and this victory is also yours. To my wonderful constituents in the 30th Congressional District who have supported me for over 25 years, I cannot thank you enough for your confidence and the honor of representing you. I hope that I have served you well and made you proud. And to my new constituents all over the state,
For real, though.
whether you voted for me or not, I am committed to being a champion for every Californian in every corner of this wonderful state. California, I thank you for your trust. I am grateful to serve as your U.S. Senator. Now, let's get to work. Thank you, California.
Screw you, California.
God bless this state and country. Thank you so much.
That was just Adam Schiff there alongside his wife Eve. After securing the Senate seat left by the late Dianne Feinstein. So you can see a happy Adam Schiff there on there, but also talking about how his hope for Packin Jeffries to be the majority leader in terms of the House of Representatives. Of course, we're following that, the latest here on Now for Fox in terms of that Senate seat. I do want to talk more about another race call we have in terms of Nebraska and what they do. Another electoral vote going in the tally for Vice President Kamala Harris as she secured the District 2 vote, 84% coming in. So it's 230 to 210 right now, just 20 minutes past the top of the hour, 12:20 a.m. Eastern time. So we're following the latest here on all of this on Live Now from Fox. We're going to get out to more of this in terms of the race for the White House, a live look there in West Palm Beach, Florida. As you can see, some of the excitement, some of the vibes on this hand. The microphone still set up in the very front of this. I don't know how soon we could see any speakers, but also at Howard University on that campus, the alma mater of Vice President Kamala Harris. We'll continue to follow the latest with this race for the White House. I'm Andy Mack. We're back up.
I want to marry you.
Is this how you usually pick up guys before?
My name's Molly. I'm 22 years old. I recently graduated college.
Meet me at City Hall tomorrow. Hey. This season, we went searching for the very best. So join me in my kitchen here for some truly memorable.
All right, see ya, Cody.
Welcome back, everybody. To Emerald Cook.
Hopefully he wins, yes.
The weekend racing is over.
Thank you for tuning in, Cody.
Not on Mav TV Select. Monday is All-American Racing Night on the network, which never leaves the track. Enjoy grassroots racing from America's most iconic tracks. Every Monday night, only on Mav TV Select.
$1 million!
Alright, Chad, I might end stream here since I don't think anybody else is here. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your night. Hopefully Trump wins. I'm hoping that Trump wins with all of my heart. I will be saying a massive prayer tonight. It's looking good, but you never know. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you, chat. I might see you tomorrow after I get back from the doctors, or I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But if Kamala wins, you might never see me on YouTube again. Anyways, chat, hopefully y'all have a good rest of your night and a good day tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in the next one.